everyone, Bunny05 here, and welcome to my Halloween video. So I have made a spoopy story for this Halloween. You can pause to read it. I'm going to read it to you guys, so I wouldn't suggest it, but this is kind of hard to hold it here, so I'm going to put it down. Like, you'll still be able to hear me if I have the speaker right, but you won't be able to see me. You wouldn't be able to see me anyway. So without further ado, let's get into the story. I think I should start the story off with who I am. My name is Lily, and this is a story about the night I will never forget. It was a cold, quiet October night. The air was thick with a looming sense of vulnerability. I was walking with my close friend John down a street we both knew very well. We were coming home from school as we quietly talked between ourselves about the upcoming Halloween and what our costumes were going to be. As we talked, I suddenly stopped. Looking around, I realized how quiet it was. Normally the street is quite busy, even though we always walked home in it at night. It felt eerie, nerve-wracking, even. "Lily?" John asked, noticing I had stopped. I looked over to him. "You all right?" he said, looking concerned. "Oh, yeah, I'm fine," I replied, forcing a smile. "All right then," he said, resuming walking. We both stayed quiet for a while. Our footsteps echoed in the darkness. We had almost gotten to our street when I said, "Hey, have you realized how quiet it is here?" I said, feeling kind of awkward. "Oh," he said, looking around for a moment before turning back to me. "Yeah? Why?" he asked. "Well, I don't know, it just seemed kind of creepy," I replied. "Ha!" he laughed. "There's nothing and no one here. Let's just get home before it's too dark." We walked down our street and up to my house. Benny put a hand on my shoulder. "Hey, Lil?" he asked. "Yeah?" I replied. "Tomorrow's Halloween, and I was wondering if you wanted to come with me to Darkroot Forest after the other festivities." "Sure," I responded. "Sounds like fun. I don't really enjoy being scared, but it would be interesting." So we both parted ways as I headed into my house and he headed into his. I opened the door with a creak. It was completely dark in the house. I had to flip the lights on. It was kind of strange, but I grabbed a snack, turned off the lights, locked the doors, and headed upstairs to sleep. Opening my eyes that morning, I got up and began to prepare for school. Though, checking my calendar, it was Saturday. Cool, I thought to myself. Halloween's on a weekend. My mood had now increased drastically. I headed downstairs and watched TV for a long time. Before I knew it, it was dark. It was around 7 p.m. when I heard a quiet knocking on my door. I walked over to the door and opened it. John stood there, smiling at me. "Ready?" he asked. "Yep," I replied, catching my breath. Chapter 1, Darkroot Forest. Me and John walked to Darkroot. I'd heard plenty of stories about it, but I wasn't scared, not one bit. Darkroot was a while away from our houses, so by the time we were there. Oh my gosh. It was far past dark. "John?" I asked, thinking for a moment. "Why exactly are we going into Darkroot?" "Oh, no reason in particular," he smiled. I didn't reply. I trust him. He knows what he's doing. I think. As we entered the forest, I realized how dark it was. Brambles brushed up against my legs as we walked. John had a lantern, but hadn't lit it yet. For now our only source of light was the moonlight that shone through small cracks in the thick layer of trees above us, lighting up our path. Suddenly, I heard shuffling. "John?" I asked, looking behind me. "That's not funny," I exclaimed. That's not me, Lily," he replied, looking around. A wave of panic shot through me. What was it then? Could it be dangerous? I heard there were coyotes around this area. Maybe that was it. I checked my pocket for something to defend myself with. They were empty. John lit the lantern. "Hello?" John asked, raising the lantern. Almost to reply to him, we heard a low screech from the bush around us. Something raised its head above the bushes. I froze. I couldn't move. John looked at me. "What?" Then he turned around. He saw it too. He froze as well. Shouldn't have said that. The creature was dark gray. It had no eyes, just empty hollows in its head, where its eyes should have been. Blood surrounded the lips of the creature. It twisted its head slightly to the side. The razor-sharp spines on the back of its neck rose up upwards. So did the ones all down its back. It lowered itself underneath the brush. I began breathing heavy. My heart was beating 1,000,000 miles a minute. The bushes began rustling more and more, coming closer and closer. It leaped out of the bush and snarled, baring its long, sharp fangs, which were coated with blood. With that, I grabbed John by the wrist and sprinted away, through bushes, over fallen trees, between rocks. I wasn't going to stop until I knew I was safe. The creature screeched loudly. It was staying close behind. I could hear its claws hitting the hard ground. A while after, I glanced behind me. It didn't look like it was there, and it was silent other than my and John's heavy breathing. Is it gone? John panted, desperately trying to catch his breath. The dark shadows of trees danced in the lantern light. Yeah, I think we lost it, I replied, giving another glance behind me. I was sure we were alone. We sat in silence for a while, listening for other noises that could be linked to the creature we saw. John sighed. Why did I bring us out here? John asked me, looking up. It's not your fault. Oh, okay, it sort of is. But you didn't know, I replied, looking him straight in the eye. He looked away. Then his face showed concern for a moment. Where's the path? He said. Looking around us, I realized it too. In my moment of panic, I had left the path. The only faded hope we had of getting home. Gone. My heart dropped. How could I do this? I should have paid attention. We'll find our way back, John said, almost reading my mind. But we don't know the way back, I said, knowing that when I ran, I just ran all over the place. In no particular direction, I just ran. What was that thing? John asked me, suddenly returning the tenseness that had earlier been here. I trailed off. I didn't know what this thing was, and honestly, I didn't want to know. I don't know, but whatever it was, I hope we don't see it again, I replied. Me either, John started. But let's just focus on getting home, John said. I nodded. That's the best we could do right now. Me and John walked through the forest. Thick brambles and branches cut our legs, but we had to keep moving. Dead leaves crunched as we walked deeper and deeper, trying to find the path. I quickly lost track of time. We came into a clearing. A large metal, rusted building covered in plants and moss stood in it. What's that? I asked, looking at the building. I don't know, but I could really go for some shelter right about now, John said, staring at me. I could tell he was saying he wanted to go in, and so did I, but the building seemed to have been kind of creepy, but what was the harm? To be continued. Yep, I did that. So, thank you guys for watching this spoopy story. I'm not a professional writer. I'm just 10. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.